He's the mobile PC doctor.
Hello, this is Paul from Mobile PC Doctor, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use version 2 of Malwarebytes. So I'm just going to open up the program now. It does take a few seconds to load. Okay, now it's saying that there's a new version of Malwarebytes. I know there's a version 3 and I'm running version 2, and at the moment I don't want to upgrade. In fact, I'll come back to this later to show you what to do. In the meantime, now I've already installed this version just to show you how to use version 2, and I'm running the latest 2.2.1.1043 version. That was the last version before they brought out version 3. I kind of like this version because I think the interface is quite clean and it's simplified. Version 3 looks a little bit busier. The customers that I see, I think they would appreciate a simpler interface, to be honest. Okay, now when you install Malwarebytes, it likes to give you, for the first time only, a free trial of its premium edition where you would normally pay for it. It will give you that for 13 days, and these red dots would be green, and it'll be 13 days. I think it would stay here somewhere. That would give you real-time protection. Now that means as soon as you switch your computer on, Windows loads and you can log into your computer. It's a program running in the system down in the tray down here amongst all these other icons. That's brilliant. As you use your computer, Malwarebytes is looking out for malware. As you download things off the internet, browse, Windows updates, program updates, it's always looking for potential malware trying to get onto your computer. It will be looking for that type of threat. It's not looking for viruses, it's just looking for malware, which is a kind of a broad name, and I kind of, whether this is right or not, I usually say adware, spyware, junkware, bloatware, malware. It's a kind of a big camp of beware programs, really. Now if you've got the 13-day trial, it's running in the system. If you've got a slow computer, it will feel a bit sluggish. So if you have no intention of paying for this program, you just want to keep with the free version, then there will be a blue text here that says end free trial. If you click on that, it will then turn these green dots to red, and then you've got the free edition forever and a day, or for as long as Malwarebytes allows you to have the scanner for free. And so far they've done that for many years. If your computer is snappy and fairly quick and you don't mind paying £30 a year, then I do recommend upgrading. Now before I run onto a scan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the upgrade just to show you what you would do. Right, it takes you to a website. Okay, so it's £30 it's asking for, and it's showing you the differences between the free version and the premium version. So you get this real-time protection, you get website blocking. So that's another feature that is a useful thing. If it detects you're trying to go to a bad website, now it might be that you've done a search in Google for holidays, and maybe one of those holidays is poisoned with malware. If you click on a link in Google to go to that website innocently, this feature here will stop you going there if it detects this malware going to load onto your computer. New anti-ransomware, that's very important. That's in the news these days. Recently the NHS got hammered by ransomware on their XP computers. New anti-exploit. So you've got some really good features here under the premium version, but it is going to cost you £30 a year for one PC, and you can go 2 PCs. Does that double it? No, it doesn't double it. It just adds on another £10. So it's quite reasonably priced. 3 PCs, it's £50, and so on. Now I'm not going to pay for this. You can do 1 or 2 years. I think 2 years you get an even better deal. It's a little bit cheaper again. So it's entirely up to you, and you would fill in your card details, your email address, your name, and then you would click next, and then it would give you a couple codes. Now I'm going to quit out of this. I'm going to come back to here, activate. This is where you put in the 2 codes that you've just bought, the ID and the key, and you would type them in, and then you would activate, and then you've got your premium version for 12 months. Okay, so that's what you would do if you want to upgrade. If we go back to the dashboard, okay, now what I want to do is I want to scan my computer. Assuming you have the free edition, then you're going to want to scan your computer once a week at the very least, to be honest, because 7 days of continuous internet activity, you could be picking up all kinds of threats and you wouldn't necessarily know it. So click the scan button, The first thing it's going to do is check for updates. Now, it's not going to check for program updates. It's going to check for malware updates. What types of new malware has come out in the last day or so. So that's very important. It then moves on to these different types of scans. The longest two happens to be these two here: scan file system and heuristic analysis. Now, it's picked up 8 threats. And the reason why that is because prior to starting this tutorial, I actually installed a program called Advanced System Care, which I knew Malwarebytes was going to pick up. My laptop is actually clean of malware, so I had to do something to show you how to remove threats. So I installed this program. I've got no intention of keeping this on my computer, and you've got a little thing up here telling you RAM usage and CPU usage. Now, it's picked up as a threat, potentially unwanted program. Now, you might think, well, what's that? Well, I'm going to show you. If you go to my website, mobilepcdoctor.biz, click on More, click on Customer Zone, and for now, June of 2017, I've actually put a link under Software, Adware, Spyware, Malware, and it's in here, Malwarebytes PUP Definitions. Now, this is from Malwarebytes, and it's just a page telling you what PUP files are and how programs get on their list. And just to give you a quick overview, here are some of the criteria we use. If the program is obtrusive, misleading, or deceptive advertising, branding, or search practices. Unwarranted, unnecessary, excessive, illegitimate, and deceptive modifications or system settings or configurations, including browser settings and toolbars. And so they've made a list of what they deem to be bad practice for software companies when they give you programs, particularly the free ones. And if programs are breaking these rules, then it will be found as a PUP file in Malwarebytes scans. And my advice is that if you find any PUP files, remove them, because they're there for a very good reason. Typically, the scan file system will count up in the tens of thousands to around about 80,000 files usually, but it does depend on the computer. And the heuristic analysis will then count up in the hundreds of thousands to around about 400,000, give or take, depending on the computer. And at any time before it finishes, you can click the View Identified Threats to see exactly what's been picked up. My laptop is a very fast laptop running an SSD hard drive, so far it's only taken me 3 minutes to run a scan. Most computers will take way more than that, 20 minutes, half an hour. So if you want to speed up your computer, investing in an SSD hard drive will make a massive difference in performance. Okay, so it's found 10 threats on this occasion, and what you need to do is you need to remove them. Now, sometimes they're not ticked. Tick them, but instead of doing them one by one, click the threat box at the top, and it ticks them all for you. Once they're selected, you can then remove the selected. Okay, now that was super quick, and usually on people's computers it's not that quick. I want to explain what's happened here. So this line here, threats scanned, it started with 0, threats successfully quarantined. It will then count up to the number it's found. In this case it was 10. Once it's found the number that was identified, it's finished. Now, more often than not, it will ask you to restart your computer. And the reason why that is because some or all of these 10 threats detected are actually in use by Windows. Now, this up here, RAM, CPU usage, is part of Advanced System Care. Now, it can't delete the files if the program's in use. So that's why you need to restart your computer, because sometimes these threats are in use, or in fact a lot of time they're in use. So it is definitely advisable to follow this through. Click yes, the computer will shut down and restart itself, and in that process Malwarebytes gets to work on this 10 that's been detected, and it will clean them up. You might have 1,000, 2,000. I've had 6,000 on people's computers before. So it's important that you do restart and follow through on what it's suggesting. Now, what happens if you forget? You just think, oh, okay, I'll just close the program down, and then you realize, oh no, I didn't delete them. Well, you could run another scan. You could do another scan and do it all over again, or you can go to history, and you've got a quarantine here. Now this is some that is picked up. You can tick those and you can delete them. Are you sure you want to delete all quarantined? Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Job done. And you can close it down. So that's a brief overview of how to use version 2 of Malwarebytes. Now, before I go, I want to show you what you would do if you see this again. It's going to pop up with an update box. Here you go. A new version of Malwarebytes anti-malware is ready to be installed. Install now. So I'm going to say yes on this occasion. And here we are. So now it wants to update. Now what's it updating? It's updating this version 2.2.1.1043 to the new version. And I'm going to show you exactly how that works. And click OK. Click Next. I accept the terms and conditions. Although to be honest, I can't be bothered to read them. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Click Next. Install. Job done. Now it's going to go through installing. Okay, and there you go. That's I'm going to click finish on that program now. If I move that icon back to here, this is the new version 3 icon. It looks very similar to the old one, to be honest. It's a slight change, but nothing much. I'm going to double click on this one. And this is version 3, a lot busier, a lot more information, can be a bit overwhelming. Now I'm going to create a brand new video to go through version 3 of Malwarebytes. But this was a video to show you how to use version 2 if you still got that version, and how to upgrade to version 3, and how to upgrade to the premium edition from the free edition. I hope you found this video useful. Please like or comment below, that will be very helpful for me. And if you'd like to see more videos made by myself, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel.